Van Plymouth, Massachusetts! Let them hear you! Let's go! Van Plymouth, Massachusetts! Let them hear you! Let's go! Van Plymouth, Massachusetts! Let them hear you! Let's go! Van Plymouth, Massachusetts! Let them hear you! Let's go!
What is going on, everybody? What is going on? It is Monday night. You know what Monday means. Table Titans. I'm in the new home man cove, I guess you'd call it. So Andy's ready to rock. So let's bring Andy in, and we'll get right to the action today. Let's go, Andy. What's going on, brother?
I don't know. You tell me. What do we got for action today? How you doing?
Literally. It is crazy. Honestly, this is I can't even express how wild things have been for trying to get this whole Fight Fest together, man. It's definitely something. I'll say that. I'll definitely say it's something. It's working, and it's every time I think I get a handle on it, something pops up, something changes. Yeah, you had to watch the opening a few extra times because I literally just made an amateur title fight that even Andy doesn't know about. I looped this video an extra 3 times because at 8:34, bang, quick little 8:34, I got the message that the guy was in. So yeah, man, it's just been crazy. I'm going to tell everybody, I'm just help me out here. There is probably a dozen people I owe messages back to today. Today was just a little bit of a day for me. So I promise you tomorrow I will get back to everybody that I owe a message to. I definitely underestimated, to be quite honest. The excitement for this event and kind of the excitement, and then just the amount of fights and the moving parts. I'll just be totally transparent, everybody. We always kind of tell you like it is at Cage Titans. It just being quite honest, it definitely underestimated the amount of interactions. And if you know me, I'm not usually a quick text backer or a quick respond backer, even when I'm making a fight card, a normal fight card. And now just take that and double it. So so I will say, I just promised everybody I have a list going. I just kind of got to go in order to respond to certain people at certain times, and everybody will get responded to in the next day. There's a couple of hanger outs fights that I'm still kind of waiting to put the pieces together. So yeah. Anyways, that's my long-winded. I hope some of the coaches heard me because I'm sure they're probably like, "Where the fuck's Mike? Why isn't he texting me back?" I'm working on it. There's just a lot of moving parts for this. Some fights, and it's so easy. Like if I could just respond, "Yes, it's on," it'd be great. But that's never the case. And then always there's another side that I'm trying to get that piece to move for them to agree before I can get. And then like to message everybody to say there's no news. I just, I can't sit there and message everybody no news today because that will take away from me messaging the fighters that I'm trying to get fights for. So like I'm everybody in my inbox, I see it. I will get back to you. That's the best I can say right now within the next day. We're 5 weeks out now. And this is the crisp time. Like I want everybody to have a full month to prepare and lock in for their opponent. So like the pressure's on these next few days for me. The full 30 days. That's my goal. Everybody, full 30 days. Up until this point, prepare like you're fighting. We got 2 cards. We're going to fit you on one of the 2. And, so with that being said, Andy, you haven't talked. Give me something, and then I'm going to give you the fight that I made while we were on air and the intro was playing. I'm going to give that to you guys.
Oh, well, I got nothing. I have no idea what I'm anticipating. I got the message of what you have for fights so far, right as you sent me the StreamYard. Last time I chatted with you was Table Titans last week when I got hit with food poisoning in the middle of it, and that's why I had to leave so quick. It wasn't the dog; it was my bowels. It was bad. But yeah, we haven't really talked shop, so I just know all of the chaos that falls into matchmaking, and knowing that we're doing 2 totally different sports in over the course of 2 days. The madness is just reverberating without even knowing. So that's all I've got. I don't even know why I'm here right now because I've got no contributions to this whatsoever until you tell me what to talk about.
All right, there you go. So Andy's in the dark too. All right, so I'm going to give it to you. All right, so we've been working on an amateur title fight. If you haven't known yet, Eric Wynn is totally in line for a title shot. He's actually dropping the featherweight, and the goal was all along to get him a title fight at featherweight. The plan was potentially doing Eric Zane, who, as you know, dropped down and vacated his 55-pound belt. So we thought he was going to drop down and, vacate the 55-pound belt to fight on this card against Eric Wynn. And Zane versus Wynn was going to be the title fight. Zane has decided to forego that and just go right to pro. So it left me kind of scratching. And then Mike Jolliker entered the chat. And Mike Jolliker, 7-5. He's currently the Combat FC champion. He fought for the Combat Zone title. He is Reality Fighting's champion. This guy is a stud out of Team KTA up in New Hampshire. So enter in the chat. Mike Jolliker will be taking on Eric Wynn for the Cage Titans featherweight champion. Ship. And to throw a little curveball in it, it actually didn't look like it was going to happen because Woods couldn't fight on the 13th, but because it's Fight Fest, he was available the 12th on Friday night. So that title fight will go down on Friday, September 12th, on the Friday night portion of Fight Fest. There you go, Andy.
Yeah, I still got nothing because I couldn't hear most of what you said because I'm playing on my phone. And, my dog's barking up a storm right now, so I heard jack shit of that. So I got no contribution still. I heard Eric Wynn and Jolliker, and then that's all I've got.
Yeah, there you go. So Mike Jolliker, 7-5, reality fighting champion, fought for Combat Zone's title. Just beat Blaze Nichols for the Combat FC championship, or that might have been a defense, I believe. I don't follow the promotion too closely, but yeah, he won a decision against him. He won that title back in 2023. The kid's a stud. Listen, man, the kid's a stud. Incredible run. and he's looking to add that Cage Titans title to the mix. Woods is a killer, Ian Barrett said. John Keefe. So listen, this fight was something that we were eyeballing, and we were like, listen, there's no way I can pass up on the opportunity of having this fight. And Eric Wynn has done everything to position himself and the promise of fighting for this title on this card. So when the option came, no title fight or offering it to Woods for Friday night, it was a no-brainer for me. And I think we've been talking about this whole Fight Fest, Andy, as you know, is we've been talking about the Fight Fest on Saturday night. It's going to be Cage Titan 73, which is our big event. And not to be outdone, Friday night was supposed to be exclusively Ring Titans. But I've always, and even if you saw the poster I threw on there, it was going to be MMA and Muay Thai. So I kind of left that there for situations like this where we could throw a couple MMA fights on and maybe do some crossover with fans. We will have a cage set up. We will have a ring set up. So it's not MMA fights in a ring, unless they really wanted to, but I'm not offering that out. So the ring will be up. These fights that we add to this Friday night festivities will be competing in the cage. And,
Cage Titans Pride rules.
I mean, imagine that. Well, Andy, you and I had talked about this before when we talked about, Fight Fest. The kind of motivation behind it was to kick off Ring Titans. Yes, Andrew Valdina, full of bangers. And we have a big fight announcement for Andrew Valdina coming up in September. So make sure you're there at intermission on Fight Festival. But so to go back to my train of thought is, we were talking about this before, and the goal was what really forced the doubleheader was the emergence of doing Ring Titans and kicking off Muay Thai in a ring. But you and I, we spoke about it that like I was gonna hold back a little bit where we have the opportunity to add these MMA fights and make it more like a combat night. But I don't want to take the focus off. The reason that we put this event together was to kick off Ring Titans. So it's going to be a little bit more of a combat night card where you're seeing people fight MMA in a cage and Muay Thai in a ring. Cage and ring will be set up on the floor at Memorial Hall. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be incredible. And honestly, this fight's insane. Mike Jolliker, there's no one he hasn't fought. He's fought Jared St. Jean. He's fought Fred Allen Sphere. He fought Blaze Nichols and just re-won the title at Combat FC. He fought at Reality and won a title there. Like, this guy is incredible. 7-5 record. Absolute stud. And and Eric Wynn, we've all seen Eric Wynn. He's 3-1, and many argue that was a horrible decision in his debut loss, and he should be 4-0. The kid's incredible out of Back to Basics. And this is going to be a coming out festival for Back to Basics. You have Kadu Lanes fighting for the interim title against Carter Whitty. You got the featherweight title with Eric Wynn taking on Mike Jolliker. Are
those both fights happening Friday? Or
to be quite honest, I haven't even told Jeff Perez that the fight's on Friday. So he doesn't even know that Jolliker fight has to happen on Friday. He knows that he agreed to the fight. And he also has Muay Thai fighters that are fighting on Ring Titans. So I don't think it will be an issue. I told you, as we were going on air is when I made the fight, 8:34.
Yeah.
So I haven't even got a chance to explain to Perez the situation.
I'm not surprised.
I'm safe to announce it because he agreed to the fight. And I know he has Muay Thai fighters on Friday night, so it shouldn't be an issue. But over the weekend, we're going to have our flyweight title on the line. Josiah Fry defending. There you go. Josiah Fry defending against Jack fucking Barry. Then you got the 35 title with Kadu Lanes and Carter Whitty. Then you got the 45 title with Mike Jolliker and Eric Wynn that we just announced. And Tristan Wood, our
lightweight champ
title holder, has a fractured jaw, so he's out for a while. And I'm open to phone calls. I mean, listen, man, let's just throw every title up for grabs. Maybe do something interim in the meantime.
I mean, hell, we got the whole weekend.
We got the whole weekend. I know Jaden Curley's waiting until November. Oh, there we go. Mike Wood's in the building, baby. Let's go. Yeah, absolutely. We can't wait to have you in the building. Memorial Hall, incredible place. You and the team coming down. I'm glad we could make it work on Friday, because if we couldn't do if we weren't happening the Fight Fest, this fight would have just fell by the wayside, and both guys probably would have went their separate ways. So I appreciate Mike making Friday work, and I'm glad we're going to be able to pull this off. But yeah, so 55. Maybe we'll do a 55 title with somebody as well.
Right.
Throw that up in the mix.
Just keeps getting better and better.
Can't complain, Andy. Can't complain. But man, it's going to be incredible Fight Fest. I say it over and over. The amount of names and the people. Literally got a message today from Aaron Hughes. Gave me 4 names for 4 fighters added to the list to match up for MMA. So just today, because they had a small show, ASAP fighting down in Rhode Island this weekend, and Aaron Hughes has moved over to Dark Side Jiu-Jitsu because he's in the move, as we talked about before when he's been on the show. So he's taking on the MMA program there, and he's got 4 fighters that he's looking to put on the card. So it's insane.
I need
to set up
headline of the MMA program, and this is like you mentioned Jeff Perez, now Aaron Hughes taking the coach's hat in this next chapter and sending names in. It's a great time to be a fan of the mixed martial arts game.
Listen,
every time is a good time to do it.
Ian Barrett has waited long enough. This poor guy, he's on every week waiting for me to say his name. So Ian Barrett from Lozon MMA, little brother of Peter Barrett, Max Barrett, longtime Cage Titans legends. Ian Barrett, age of 19, Abington High alum, man after my own heart. I graduated Abington High in 99. He graduated last year, so many years later. But either way, Ian Barrett is making his long-awaited Muay Thai debut, and he's taking on Brendan Martin from Nuri Shakur's Gate City, 155 pounds. That will be on Ring Titans 1 on Friday night. So Brendan Martin, Gate City, Nuri Shakur, taking on Ian Barrett down at Lozon MMA, younger brother of Peter Barrett, Max Barrett, those great people.
Muay Thai fight?
Muay Thai fight, yes.
There we
Green
go.
Wave, stand up, John Keeve. Yeah, let's go, man. Abington High, alumni, 99. So yeah, Ian Barrett, he's been waiting on the show. He every week he's popping in the chat, hoping that we call his name. Ian Barrett, your name's called, my man, making his debut.
Official.
Xavier Cardona, please add my name to whatever fights or fighters. I seriously love this shit too much. Yes, man. Dude, Xavier Cardona is crazy. He said it earlier in the chat. He goes, I'll fight amateur MMA on Friday and I'll fight pro MMA on Saturday. That guy's an animal. Xavier, dude,
I don't doubt
anybody. It's always amazing.
Yeah, if anybody would.
It would be him.
Yeah, he loves fighting so much. That last fight against Kai Michelle, the double knockout, was one of the craziest moments. That last card, I don't know how we're going to top it, action-packed wise, but with how this is shaping up, with how long of a weekend this is going to be, this is the only way to do it. With how many finishes we got last show, how we're going to top what Cage Titan 72 was. This weekend is just sculpting itself story-wise, and it's going to just wait until they execute all the fighters that step in there, whether in the ring or the cage. It's going to be electrifying, and especially if Xavier Cardona finds his way on the card.
Yes, absolutely. Xavier, I'll be in the mix. Chris asked a question for both of us. Question for both you guys. Do you think you could do an open-air event, maybe historic venue for Cage Titans? I'll take that question. This question has come up before. I'm not 100% against it, but I'm 95% against it. Maybe I'm just a little jaded towards it. I remember back in the day, there was a company called CFX, and they did an event open air at the Brockton Rock Stadium in Brockton. And I think the last 2 fights of the night, Matt Perry, actually, who fought on Cage Titans 1 or 2, he was the main event at the show, and his fight didn't even get to happen because once the sun went down, well, first you got to hope it doesn't rain. And then if it doesn't rain, one thing that they didn't take into consideration is when the sun goes down, that dew point starts picking up and the mat got slippery. It ended up being a slip and slide. People got hurt towards the end of the fights just from slipping, and then they canceled the last 2 fights of the night. So it just seems like there's way too much preparation and work that goes into these events for not only us but the fighters. To leave that to chance and have something like that happen, that's just it's not worth it for us. So probably not. Andy, anything's on that?
No, outside event, just too many variables. The fight is crazy as is. Weather comes into play in football and baseball and soccer and golf, and you got to work around it. But it's a fist fight. It's not a sport. It's got to be indoors. You can't have that kind of risk. It's just you play football in the rain. Oh, you miss a soccer kick. Oh, you drop the fly. Who gives a shit? This is a fist fight. You can't have those variables. It's that's it's happened a couple times historically. There's been plenty of shows that have done it. The UFC even did it outdoors out in Abu Dhabi, I want to say, or Dubai, one of those two countries out there, long ago. And you hear the horror stories of it. That's why they don't do stadium shows to sell out, because it would be monumental. There's a reason it hasn't been done. It's the weather factor changes variables in all sports, and in our sport, you want to mitigate the variables as much as possible for safety purposes, because they're much more needed than any other sport.
Yeah, and listen, and it may be a different day that's comfortable for fighters, but like the reality is, we live in New England, and anybody who's from New England, it's like we live in the area where you go to work with your heat on, and then like you're driving around at work with your AC on, and you're coming home with the heat on again. Like it's just, the days are crazy. But anyway, moving on from that, Chocolate, what's going on, my man? Chocolat, an Octagon and Coops. We've seen a couple little scraps at Coops. No, I don't think we can get. I don't think we get the parking lot Octagon up there. But good idea, Chocolate. Mikey, Big Mikey, let's fucking go. Also write me back, Mike. All right, cool. I'll write you back. Actually, shout out to Big Mikey. We actually brought a brand new trailer for Cage Titans this past Friday. Me and Mikey went on the trek all the way to Shark Fin Trailers in West Bridgewater. Unbelievable trailer guy. They make all their own trailers, little overhead, great pricing. We got a brand new 7x14 trailer just in time for Fight Fest. So there you go. Shout out, Mikey. Thanks for pushing me. And Mikey today emptied our entire van, and that's
did we torch the van?
That he is junking the van tomorrow officially. So the Cage Titans van, who's been with us since 2010, is officially junked tomorrow.
We should torch it, super bad style.
Yeah, so we couldn't
get some
even
guns, shoot it up. Like I don't know how long that thing was still running.
We couldn't even cars for kid it. So shout out to Mikey. He got the whole van set up. I mean, everything out of the van.
Your kids won't take it.
Nah, man. So we got it all set up for the new trailer. Jacobo Pito, where you at? From Joe the Party. I'm going to hit you up tonight or first thing in the morning. So don't wait by your phone, but wait by your phone. What else do we got? Only really, let's just kind of go over these things. Only ones really doing outdoor are in Europe, Octagon, Hexagon, for exact reasons stated. Yeah, somebody else talking about the outdoor show. Somebody who lives near Jacobo, tell him to stop hiding. I might have to call in a wellness check on him. All right, we're going to get him. All right, what else? Going tomorrow, out of here. Yep. I'll send a video. Yeah. Send us a video of the goodbye to the thing.
Drive it into the harbor.
I think he called like a scrapyard that's just gonna scrap metal it. That's how bad it was. I don't even know if there's any metal because the thing's so rusted. We love you too, Party. Let's see if we can get this happen. I'll call you tomorrow. What's going on, Toby? But yeah. So let me see what else I got here. Ed Barnett, yes, we are good. If you're watching Ed Barnett, yes, we are good. I'll circle back with you. What else do we got, Andy? You want to let's just kind of chat about a fight. Any fights that I sent you that we didn't talk about? Oh,
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Why can't you hear me?
Because the dog's louder than my phone.
I don't know who David Justice is. I know who David Justice, the baseball player from back in Atlanta Braves days, but I don't know. David Justice. We'll say we miss you too, man. I don't know who you are, but we miss you too. I probably do know you, but I don't know the Justin part. Maybe that's your middle name. Anyways, a fight that we didn't talk about last week that we do have made. Jake Callender, 3-0, undefeated. Adesanya Dong will be taking on Cain Lapierre out of Regiment Training Center. Cain Lapierre comes in with a 2-1 record. This fight will be at a catch weight of 140. Excites me about this fight. Jake Callender, we've seen him multiple times inside the Cage Titans cage. 3-0, undefeated, like we said, all under our banner. As for Cain, Cain's 2-1, and this kid's a devastating striker. He spent a lot of time over in Thailand, fighting over in Thailand. I think he has like 10 or 12 Muay Thai fights over there. 2-1 in MMA. So I just think this is going to be a super high-level fight.
Yeah.
Two players.
I did notice that when you sent me over. Always excited when Jay Callender is back in action. The kid is right at the top of the division, whichever division he chooses to commit to, and undefeated fighter taking on that level of a challenge at the stage in their amateur career. It's going to be a juicy matchup.
Absolutely. Adam Russell calling David Justice. I know it was David Justice. I don't even know why. I was reading David Justin as David Justice, but yeah, you know what I was talking about. Jeff Haddad's on. What's going on, Jeff? I actually gave like a whole little monologue at the beginning. I got probably a dozen guys I have to get back to. I did see your message. I definitely owe you a message back to. I'll see what I can do about Casey. Yeah, so there you go. John O'Connell, did I hear Matt Martinez is on the card? Who's he fighting, Andy?
Martinez?
Yeah, we talked about this, but he's asking, so we'll answer the question. He wants
at 135 pounds. I got to pull up the card.
Want me to tell you?
No.
Matt Martinez is taking on. Andy is frozen. Calvin Dalton. Calvin Dalton, 2-0, undefeated out of F5 fight team, taking on Matt Pikachu Martinez. He's probably asking about Pikachu because we had that cool little video today. Pikachu's little video we posted. I think when you went to go look at the fight card picture, it paused you. So Matt Martinez, Calvin Dalton.
Yeah, all right. That was because I'm like, I'm saying it right now.
Yeah, Calvin Dalton versus Matt Martinez. Talk about it, Andy.
Yeah, Calvin Dalton undefeated. Kid who called his shot last time out, and Matt Martinez, who was already slated for title fight. He's on the mend from an injury, and this is just a high caliber flyweight matchup that is going to be assured title shot, whoever is the victor of this one. So certainly a number one contenders fight with the title being on the line later the evening. So all eyes are going to be on the division for this. It's a crazy matchup between Calvin Dalton and Matt Martinez. And I remember talking about that fight last week, but shitting myself the whole time. So I was dealing with some food poisoning last week while we were live. So yeah. I remember it now. Yeah.
There you go. Well, you know what's crazy? You talk about the number one contendership fight for this. Calvin Dalton was going to fight for the title, assuming that Jack Barry and Josiah Fry fought in July. He was going to be next in line. Calling for that. He actually had a stare down with Josiah Fry the night Josiah Fry won the title. The only reason he didn't fight him is because he was finishing up his senior year in college. So he was supposed to fight for the title. And Matt Martinez, if we remember going back in the day, he was going to fight for the title against Stanislav Rakov before Martinez had to pull out with an injury. So yeah, absolutely. What stands out to me though is in this fight, maybe I'll get your feedback. Calvin Dalton's looked incredible, but he's only had 2 minutes of cage time because he just keeps finishing guys in the first round. Neil Masmudar, who's also on the card, who's a 3-3 amateur, he finished him in 1:12. In his debut fight, he finished it in 43 seconds. What do you think is going to happen here when he takes on Matt Martinez? Because Matt Martinez, 4-2, had multiple Muay Thai fights, a ton of cage time. It's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out in this one.
Yeah, that's why they call it a test. Is Calvin Dalton going to be able to put Matt Martinez away like that? And if not, is it going to be able to hang with the gas tank? So that's what the test is. And for Matt Martinez, the test is he going to be able to stretch a fight out into his world against somebody who's got that devastating finish ability that Dalton's already put on display. But you could also make the case for Jack fucking Barry, who hasn't seen much cage time, but he's fighting for a title at the end. So it doesn't necessarily I mean, it's a different kind of skill set. You can weaponize cardio and really tune it into a fight, but those first round finishers, it's certainly worthy as well. So I think that the only way to find out is to see how they fight when the cage wars out, and that's what makes this sport so exciting. Because you could play it out 1,000 ways on paper, and you could surmise whether Dalton's got the cardio to go later in the fight or not. But there's only one way to tell, and it's when they're in there. Dalton's dangerous, and Pikachu is as well-rounded as made in this weight class and as game as they make him. So it's just a match made in heaven.
Yeah, listen, man, Calvin Dalton, the question of cardio, obviously in MMA, but the kid's a college wrestler. Clearly he's training. And Jeff Fidaz, I left his comment up there. Flyweight amateur is stacked right now. You have Josiah Fry and Jack Barry as the title fight. You have this fight behind it. You also have Neil Masvidal taking on Sal Beccaril. 3-3 for Neil Masvidal, 4-6 for Sal Beccaril, who was willing to step up and take Fry on in a short notice title fight. Also waiting in the bounce back after his loss in the title fight, Stanislav Rakov. He's a teacher, so he can't fight on this card, or we would have had all the best flyweights going at it. So yeah, man, it's a good time to be a flyweight here in New England. Definitely, I'm intrigued by that fight a ton. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, a ton of the amateur title fights on display, and then the top of the division still heating up underneath the undercards. Leading into 73.
Another fight that we didn't have last week that I want to talk about. Speaking of high-level amateur fights, Noah Sklama returns from Santos BJJ. Yeah. He's coming back to us at featherweight, and he's taking on 3-1 Tyler Bork out of Nori Shakur, Gate City. Tyler Bork, 3-1, holds a victory over Miguel Savesin, if you remember him.
Yeah.
Well, not
no,
if you
I was going to say that's a name we haven't seen in a bit. Tyler Bork is a nasty finisher. And I'm super thrilled to see his name back on. It's been a while since he's been around. I don't think he's fought for Cage Titans since he fought Miguel Savesin way back when. And now he's dropping down to 145. He's been at it a long time. And Sklama just proved how durable and dangerous and tough he is in his last outing. And this is going to be a bloodbath of a fight. These guys both are straight up savages in there. So I did notice that when you sent it over. I'm like, oh shit, Tyler Bork coming back out of the woodworks, and Sklama hungry for more. So I'm in it. Yeah. There's going to be blood in this one.
It's insane with Tyler Bork. The thing about it, his fight with that Cage Titans was back in 2019. He finished Miguel Savesin in Miguel Savesin's debut in the first round. And then he hadn't fought since COVID. He made his return back in May up at Combat Zone, picked up another finish submission victory, and he's back and back in a big way and in a big fight. He fought 3 times in 2019 and stepped away with COVID, and he just kind of didn't find his way back. But he did this year, picked up that win, and I think this fight, there's a lot of heat on this fight with Noah Sklama and him. I mean, Noah Sklama burst on the scene with Cage Titans with that insane fight with Anthony King. Though he didn't come away victorious, like both guys won that fight. And he's looked great. So I mean, dude, I'm stoked for that. I'm so excited for this fight too. For Noah Sklama and seeing him down a weight class at 45, it's going to be even more interesting to see. And Tyler Bork's another one. He was fighting at 55, and he's dropping down to 45. So it's going to be very interesting to see these guys now dropping down and seeing how they do at the featherweight division.
Old savages, new weight class, big fun. I'm looking forward to that scrap.
Absolutely. Let me see if there's any other ones. We talked about Drew Arpin and Trevor Sullivan last week? Do you remember that one?
I don't know if we did or not. I don't think that was on the radar last
Yeah.
week. You must have made it since then.
The Mud is back, taking on Trevor Sullivan. Remember Trevor Sullivan from Invictus, an offshoot of Sid Yatong. He made his debut 2 events again against Connor Stafford. I think it might have even been the opening fight back in May. It was. Great fight. Tell me your thoughts.
Yeah, they're both returning, looking to get into the win column, and just a couple of young guns early in their career. Is Arpin representing Lozon in this one, or is he representing Mom's Basement? Hook and roll. All right, so a couple of gyms that are kind of on the emergence, putting fighters in. Invictus, it has only recently been throwing names our way, and Hook and Roll, the new founded gym, Pete Luciani School. So yeah, that's 2 new budding gyms facing off against each other, and somebody's going to walk away with a big victory there.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Hold on. I'm actually I'm looking up what Cam just said. Brianna Power. Let me look her up. Let's look at it. Okay. Let's see what we can do. I'm not mad at that, Cam. Let's see what we can do. Send me a DM, and if that's something that we can try to put together, we'll try to put together.
Pro or
amateur fight. So War Baby put her name in. Erin Johnson put her name in. I think the Fight Fest got the butterflies flying, and she wants to make a return. So working on Erin War Baby Johnson, and me and my boy Cam talked earlier. And September 13th, if Brianna wants to make the trip down, we'd love to have her. Let's see what we can put together. I'd love to add another female fight. We already have 2 females coming down to us from First Class MMA up in Maine, with Alicia Palma taking on Alyssa Tatora, which we talked about last night or last week. 2 2-0 girls, 2 undefeated females in the strawweight division. Alyssa Tatora out of Lozon taking on Alicia Palma, First Class. And then on Friday night, First Class is bringing down Jess Ortega to take on Hannah Doyle. So, yeah, there we go. So, yeah, let's see if we can pull in some more Maine people down here. We love the Maniacs. Yeah. Well, listen, man, we didn't have a super long show for you guys today. Dude, so honestly, what's wild, Cam Arnold called me today, and he called me. He had a huge victory this weekend, so shout out to moving to, I think, 7-1. And so he calls me, and he's like, hey, listen, my opponent's 47 years old that I just fought. Great guy, great personality. I'd love to get him over to you in cage signs. He's 47. What do you think about him and Greg Jones? And I was like, Greg Jones is doing some shit. He's not really fighting right now, but maybe in November. Cam, if he remembers what I said when I was getting off the phone with him, I'm like, Cam, I'm going out to lunch with my kids. I got to run. I said, let's touch base later on today. I fucking walk into Monte Cristo's in Manamet in Plymouth, right up the street from my house. Greg Jones is sitting there eating lunch. I'm literally, I know it's not like crazy for you, Andy, but Cam's might be watching this, be like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, Greg, look at my phone. I was like, I just got off the phone with Cam Arnold. I go, look at his text, Gathers versus Jones. And I was like, he literally texted me that yesterday and then called me today to talk about it. I got off the phone with him to walk in here, and I walk into you sitting at the table eating lunch. Like, talk about, like,
irony.
It was wild. It was like you couldn't even script that. Like, the chances that I get off the phone with Cam Arnold and walk in to Greg Jones sitting at the same restaurant that I went to lunch at. Fucking
yeah, Alanis Morissette wrote a song about that in the 90s.
Yeah, isn't that right? I mean, granted, Jonesy lives probably 15 minutes from my house up the street. Like, you know, he lives, I think, 2 exits away in Plymouth. You know, so I mean, it's not wild that I would see Jones around town. You know, he does most of his excavating work and stuff like that around town. So it's not crazy that I'd see him, but to literally get off a phone call because I'm walking into a restaurant with my kids and he's sitting there. It was fucking wild, man. It was wild. Killing Nostradamus Arnold. And the stars were aligning. Actually, the stars were aligning. And I see you mentioned the Jeff Joy fight. He's training partners with Jeff Joy, so maybe the stars are aligning for everybody. We'll see what happens there, Cam.
Fight Fest. The magic's in the air.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see what. But yeah, so we released tickets last week. Tickets are on sale.
Nice.
The posters are out. Let's just throw the posters up because I don't think we've thrown the posters up.
Hey, you didn't drop them last week.
Last week we didn't drop them. I forgot that we didn't drop them, but I did a special live last week. But let me do a quick little share here, guys, for the people that are watching. Because I think we're going to keep it to a short show tonight. Here's the Fight Fest poster. What do you think, Andy?
I love it. Everything encapsulated. You see the Muay Thai. You see you got the split screen there for the split day weekend. It's perfect. Everybody wins, just like the top picture. That's how it is.
As I said, I did keep it in there, Muay Thai and MMA, to give us that little safety net if I got some banger or a fight that I could throw in on there. Marketing cannot keep up with the fight news. Sorry, Nick. Nick, you're on my list. I gave a little monologue earlier about all the people I have to get back to. Nick, we'll schedule a time tomorrow. And here's the Ring Titans, a night of Muay Thai and MMA. As I told you, we did have a little safety net in there to add that MMA fights that we talked about. Mike Jolliker taking on Eric Wynn. Love it. So there's Fight Fest. There's that. And then let's go with one more. Show you the Cage Titans. Move. Boom. Image files. Bada bang. And last but not least, it comes up. Bam. There's the Cage Titans one. I kept the Jade Curley across the top, so it had some sort of continuity on all three posters.
Yeah.
As you can tell, we got the yellow and orange on this one with the white as the main. Then I did the all orange for the Ring Titan show, all yellow for this one. Some great shots. And anybody who ever asks about the poster, I'm just going to give you the long, boring thing. I always use photos from the last fight card. So, how I pick it, I go through all the photos from the last card, and I use them for this one. So there you go. Tristan Wood with that great shot against Jake Kasky, Xavier Cardona, and Kai Michelle. Great shot as well. And then for this one, I had to go back a little further because we haven't had traditional Muay Thai since the beginning of the year. So I was able to pull up this great photo of Tony Luciano. And do you remember what the hell was that guy's name? That was his first fight. Remember his name, Andy? Elliot Jackson. Elliot Jackson, yeah. So that was back from the March fight. So there you go. Bam. Bam, bam. Let's go.
There it is. Fight Fest underway. Poster drop. Tickets are in. And, some of the matchups are starting to get juicy. We should have a full fight card this time next week. Everybody will have a month to go to prepare for whatever name that they get. It's kind of lull time. We don't have too much to talk about, and that's not a bad problem to have with as much as going on. Pretty soon there's going to be 50 fights we got to think about.
It's insane. Also,
and that's going to consume my brain.
I see you have the Giannetti versus Barrett poster behind you. Yesterday, I took my kids to the beach. Me, the wife, the whole family went down to the beach. Who's walking down the beach? Joe Giannetti walking down the beach and, talking quickly about the fights. And he's really stoked about this upcoming card. He's looking to really make a statement against Dakota Bush. And, let's do it.
Yeah, it's almost done, bud. That's a crazy main event. It's as top-notch, high caliber as we've ever done. And I'm shut the hell up, will you please? Can I get 5 more minutes? 5 more minutes? Just shut the fuck up, please. Please. Good boy. So yeah, that's it's top notch, high caliber of a main event that we've ever done, and it takes a lot for me to say that as I'm really thinking about it. It's this is almost surefire, guaranteed big news for whoever's the victor of this fight.
Yeah. There you go. What up, Aaron Hughes? I actually gave you a shout out earlier. You know, I just said I go. We're making fights still to this day, and we're just about to be about a month out. Aaron sent me 4 new names today to add to the card, so I'm gonna see what I can do to get some of those dark side BJJ people on there. In regards to fights that announced, we talked about Cain LaPierre taking on Jake Callender. Cain's actually a training partner of you when you were over at Regiment. So you know Cain well. Very excited to get Showtime on there. He actually grabbed. He was in line to get into the last show and grabbed me, telling me how, much, and he wanted to be on this next card because we didn't have him get him on the card. He wanted to introduce himself to me in person. So I was like, "Fuck, man, I gotta get this kid a fight." We finally have it. Cain LaPierre, Showtime taking on Jake Callender. We also announced Drew Arpin taking on Trevor Sullivan. What was the other one we talked about?
We talked about Sklama and Bork.
Tyler Bork. And then the big announcement literally came in as we were on air. I had to loop the opening video a few extra times. Mike Jolliker will be taking on Eric Wynn for the Cage Titans featherweight title. And that will be on Friday night's event. So probably one of the main card fights on the Friday night event. We will have, and it's not in a ring. We will have the ring set up and we will have the cage set up. So we will have some MMA fights. We'll have some traditional Muay Thai fights as promised. So there you go. That is a banger. Andy's exaggerating, not 50 fights. We can't have 50 fights in 2 days. The cap is 16 or 17 fights. So cap's really 34 fights. Not 50.
That means 70 names.
Yeah, a lot of fucking names.
Yeah.
So Ring Titans. So I'll bore you one more time, Aaron, because you're coming on late. But the motivation behind doing the Fight Festival was to get Ring Titans out there and do our first event with traditional Muay Thai in a ring to kind of separate that we've been doing Muay Thai in a cage. We put in all the marketing the little caveat, if you look kind of here quickly at the poster, Muay Thai and MMA, because I was very much putting that safety net in there so that if we have, say, 10 Muay Thai fights, we'll sprinkle in 5 MMA fights. Or if we have 12 Muay Thai fights, we'll sprinkle in, 3 or 4. And then also, the truth be told, when we announced Fight Fest, all of a sudden, people who are bringing Muay Thai fighters, they're like, "Oh, we're already coming down for the weekend. Can we give you some MMA fighters too?" And vice versa. So the list just started expanding. And so for me, as you see right here on the poster, we kind of kept it in, kept it in there so we can kind of do MMA as well. But it will be MMA in a ring, not a cage. In a cage, not a ring. And Muay Thai will be in a ring. Gotcha. There you go. This is our War Games. Andy, I got not much else. What else you got? Anything else for you, man?
Nothing, man. Nothing in terms of fight news. So I'm just excited for Fight Festival. The storm is on the horizon, and I'm ready to catch the waves. So I know that we got Sean Schubert in the commentary booth for the Muay Thai fights Friday night. Sean Lally will be back in the commentary booth Saturday night for Cage Titans 72. And I will have the rest of the squad signed, sealed, delivered, and set for the booth in the coming weeks. But that's pretty much the only fight news I got. But having fun at Main Street on Saturday afternoons.
Yeah. Did you know that he put that in the comments?
No, I did not.
Adam Russell, go see Andy on Saturday afternoons playing at Main Street. That's your residency. What are you, 2 to 5?
Yeah, usually 2 to 5, but I got Paul Bear timing. I got stylish timing sometimes. So 3 to 6 usually sometimes. But no, I actually did not see that comment in there, but coincidental timing and perfect timing for that selfless plug there. But yeah, the crowd's been heating up and foot traffic has been great at Main Street. And it's been a lot of fun jamming out down there in the residency. I'm playing in Milford this Sunday at Pins. The location that didn't show down, Pins is still kind of like barely kicking. So I'm going to go give some life in the Milford location. And I got a few other spots coming up in August around New England. But yeah, the music's certainly filling up the schedule. But yeah, give me a microphone. That's all I want.
There you go. Keep the shameless plugs going. Come on down to Coops Bar and Grill this week. On Thursday, we're doing a watch party for the Braintree Little League team that's playing in like the World Series, whatever they're doing. I mean, I'll be quite honest, I don't know all the details. I don't watch Little League World Series, but I got approached and they were like, will you do a watch party for this? And it's a big ordeal. So the Braintree Little League team is in the Little League World Series tournament, maybe, or maybe it's the finals. I couldn't tell you, but they're doing a watch party at Coops. I think it starts at 2:00. And then obviously this Saturday is the UFC. The Cage Tides watch party will be at Coops Bar and Grill. So go down to Plymouth, see Andy play at Main Street from 2 to 5, and then shoot on up the highway to Quincy and come hang out with us at Coops Bar and Grill for the Cage. What is it? UFC what? 319?
319, I think.
There you go for the 319 watch party. We'll have the title belts. We'll have all kinds of fun stuff. We'll do a ticket giveaway for Cage Titans Fight Fest. And speaking of tickets, if you haven't already, go on over to CageTitans.com. They have Ring Titans tickets for Friday night only. Then they have Cage Titans 73 tickets for Saturday night only. And then we have a combo ticket that will get you into both days or both nights. So go on over to CageTitans.com to get those. And as always, Spectation Sports will be our broadcast partner for the night. Speaking of broadcast partners, congrats to the UFC. $7.7 billion deal with Paramount Plus. No more buying pay-per-views after this year, but incredible win. Not, whatever. We can say the greedy man is getting paid and the UFC, blah, blah, blah. And I know all that stuff that goes on, but listen, if that much money is getting spent to get the broadcast rights for MMA and the UFC, that's great for our sport. It means more eyeballs on it, more fans, more people coming and being aware of MMA, not being the taboo sport that we were probably only 10, 15 years ago. I remember starting Cage Titans and it was taboo. We weren't no one really wanted to talk about it. And now, seeing the $7.7 billion deal signed for broadcasting rights, congrats to the UFC, congrats to the sport as a whole. So it's good for everybody.
Yeah, I was pretty stoked about that. Certainly fascinating to have been a witness to this journey. This the fan base and fanscape keeps expanding and growing, and you're seeing it happen in real time. From this ESPN era, I remember the Fox era. I remember the Fuel TV. I remember watching fights on Fuel TV,
Spike TV.
I remember it was my favorite things to watch, like at 10, 11 years old at 1, 2 a.m. playing hooky, whatever, where the Girls Gone Wild infomercials and the UFC on Spike. That was all that was on. That's all I was flipping channels for. So I was like, yeah. So to see that's like the only time you could watch it on television was at like 1 a.m. And to where it is now, where ESPN is all of a sudden going to be part of the history books, and it's still growing from there. That's just a crazy scaling from the first time watching Royce Gracie versus Dan Severn, so many suns ago.
I tell the story a lot. When people ask me what my history or like my memories of getting into the sport. Rob Ferrand had a black box. He lived next door to me growing up as a kid, and he had a black box in his basement. And for you guys, young people, that was how you stole like crack stream, like nowadays, where you go to like get the illegal stream. That's what a black box was. It was an illegal cable box that you got all pay-per-views and movies and everything. And I used to go to his house and we'd watch this stuff, there in his basement on his black box. That was kind of my first introduction to the sport when I was in like high school, fucking 25 years ago or whatever. 99, actually graduated 99, so 26 years ago. Shit, getting old. But yeah, and now to see it where it is now, you can gonna be able to watch it on CBS. And yeah, man, it's incredible to see the sport growth. And it's incredible even in our little bubble to see what we've done to grow. Nick will be excited to probably announce. I think we're pretty close to cracking the 40K. 40K mark, right, Nick? What are we at? Nick, poor Andy, 39,885 followers on Instagram. So we're 145 people away from cracking 40K, and that puts us in the likes of some of the biggest guys out there that aren't the UFC. And we've done it from the grassroots, which is incredible to all of our fighters, all of our fans. We don't pay for any sponsored ads, nothing like that. We didn't do the fake profile grows where you make it a personal page and friend request fucking everybody just to get them to friend request you back. It's really just been an outpouring of support from the community. So thank you guys so much.
Authentic, organic, and bringing y'all a double in September.
Yep. Cam Arnold, thanks for the love, my man. Charlie Gathers. I'll fight whoever would be an honor to fight on the Cage Times banner, man. We'll get you in there, Charlie. I heard you're a great personality, great dude. So yeah, maybe after September, we'll get you in down here in November, and or you know what? Maybe I'll see if I have a spot for you in September. Anyways, that's it. That's all I got for you.
All right. Cheers, everybody.
You don't have any drinks when you're cheersing anymore, Andy.
We're not at the bar anymore. I don't have any alcohol at home. I don't drink unless I'm at a bar, really. Those days are done.
Don't forget, this weekend, Coops Bar and Grill, UFC 319 watch party. Come on down, have some fun with us, hang with the crew, and maybe you can be walking away with some tickets to Fight Fest. That's really all I got in the immediate future. I promise the full fight card will be dropped. If I don't drop it before Monday of next week's Table Titans, I'll drop it before. But poster graphics for all the fighters are going to be coming out this week. All the marketing pieces. Now that the posters came out last Wednesday, Thursday, this next upcoming week will be the last few fights that we're going to match, and then just poster drop of all the great matchups. That's all I have for real this time.
Peace, everybody. Cheers.
Then Plymouth, Massachusetts!